this function and honorable decisions of different district courts, as well as other judicial officers, and also the president and secretaries of different bar associations of the state, and all my professional colleagues of the state. The Lawyers' Day is being celebrated today on the occasion of the birth anniversary of late Utkal Gaurav Madhusudan Das, who is also known as Kulavrudha Madhusudan, Madhu Barrister, etc. His life history is well known to all of us. Moreover, his service and sacrifice for the development of his home state is also known to all of us. He was not only an eminent lawyer, but also an educationalist, a progressive social reformer, and a politician. His main dream was not only for creation of Orissa as a separate state, but also for upliftment of the people of rural village of the state. Sir, on this auspicious occasion, I would like to say that if the entire adverse community of the state will follow the path shown by the legendary legal luminary Madhu Barrister, then it will be a great rich tribute to this great soul. Sir, for the last 30 years, when I started my independent practice, being separated from my senior, a question often comes from my mind that what is the role of an advocate for the development of the rural village? As I hail from a rural village, I sincerely involve myself in various social development works in the village, which are beneficial for the society at large. I also encourage my friends to take up similar activities in their respective villages. Sir, it is a fact that even if a small work like plantation of 5 banyan trees is taken off and protected for 5 years, then you will see that it will supply enormous oxygen, which will greatly benefit the people of the village. And on this occasion, I request my friends, all my friends of the state, to do something positive in their own village, which will be beneficial to the public at large. So far, my information is concerned, so many advocates of our state are doing several social works for the larger benefit of the general public, in addition to their busy professional work. So on this auspicious occasion, I earnestly request the Honorable Chief Justice of Orissa to appreciate the works done by the advocates in the field of social development, so that there will be an encouragement to all the advocates to indulge themselves in different social development projects. Ultimately, the entire adverse community will be inspired to do something positive work for the development of their locality, irrespective of their busy professional schedules. Our Honorable Chief Justice has taken much pain to visit different persons of Orissa personally, and also taken several efforts for developing the work of the persons, buildings, and other infrastructures of different persons. And also by opening e-library in all district courts to enable the young and energetic advocates to have an easy access to different judgments of the Honorable Supreme Court as well as the Honorable High Court of the country, which will no doubt go a long way in enhancing the knowledge and expertise of the advocates in their profession. But there are so many bar associations in the state where minimum facilities like bar association hall, latrine, and bathroom are not available for the advocates, for which its members are suffering a lot. In this connection, I would like to say that recently I had gone to Nimapada Court under the district of Puri, where the court of the additional districts and other judicial courts are functioning. There are a number of male and female advocates practicing in these courts. But unfortunately, they have no bar association hall, nor even latrine or bathroom for their female lady advocates. Like Nimapada, there are several other courts in different parts of the state facing the same situation. So I would like to request the Honorable Chief Justice to take this matter on an urgent basis to provide the minimum infrastructure to overcome the difficulties faced by the advocates of those courts. Now, I would like to touch upon another issue which is no less important and deserves serious consideration at the hands of the Honorable Chief Justice of Orissa and other high dignitaries present in this occasion. We all know the litigants approach the advocates for conducting their cases not only in judicial courts but also in different executive courts, deciding cases under the Constitution Act, Survey Settlement Act, Clear Act, OA Act, Consumer Protection Act, Registration Act, Mutation Manual, Criminal Procedure Code, etc. If the judicial courts as well as the executive courts will function in a nearby locality, then the public at large, so also the advocates community will derive much benefit. But unfortunately, it has not been done in so many districts. I can give the example of Orissa, which is the capital city of the state, where the Court of Member Board of Revenue, Courts of Constitutional Commissioners, Court of Additional Settlement Commissioners, Court of Deputy Director Consolidation, Court of Additional District Magistrate, Court of Constitutional Officer, Court of Sub-Collector, Court of Tahsildar, Executive Court under the Criminal Procedure Code, all other located in a scattered manner in different areas of the capital city of Orissa, which causes serious problem for the general public to approach those courts and also to engage the advocates of their choice in their cases. So if all these executive courts can function near to the judicial courts throughout the state, then it will be highly beneficial for the litigant public, so also the advocates community. On this auspicious occasion, I request the Honorable Chief Justice to consider this matter seriously and to take appropriate action in this regard. With this, I remain. Bande Utkala Janani.
Thank you, Siddhartha, for sharing your thoughts. I would now like to request Sri Kali Prasanna Mishra, Senior Advocate and President, High Court Bar Association, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. My beloved Chief Justice and honorable other judges, Learned Advocate General, Chairman Mr. Rath, other judicial officers, and media. Though I have not prepared through any paper for myself, but I can say very few words only on the grievance and the discipline of lawyers. As already elaborated by Mr. Rath, today is an auspicious day where it is 175th birthday of Utkala Gaurava Madhusudan Das. His mountain contribution to create an independent province is unforgettable. Not only he has created a new province for the state of Orissa, he has maintained the old tradition and culture of the state of Orissa, and thereby he has stated a Madhusudana Vanavidyalaya. Therefore, his contribution to not only for the social activities, but for the judiciary also is immemorable. Then question comes, who is a lawyer? What is the duty of a lawyer? How a lawyer will conduct in the court and will look at the fair fair adjudication for the purpose of the litigants. My first contention would be, from the date of enforcement of the Constitution of India, the lawyer has an obligation to establish and administer the rule of law. To maintain and administer the rule of law, the lawyer has to be a dignified lawyer, must be a courteous to the court, to the public, to the litigants, as well as to his fellow lawyers. Therefore, all the members, those are seeing to it, my advice would be that first let them be courteous to the court and to the litigants, because always it gives a proper adjudication of the matter and proper application of mind both by the lawyer as well as the judge himself. Then I will come, so far the infrastructure is concerned, as already elaborated by my friend Mr. Rath. Though the state government has given sufficient fund for the infrastructure, and meanwhile many infrastructure has also gone off also in the throughout the state, but still we lack infrastructure for the purpose of the lawyers, such as air conditions, as well said that there is no toilet, no bar room, no chamber, lawyer's chamber, etc. Therefore, my humble request would be to the Honorable Chief Justice to see it personally and to see that this infrastructure available for the state of Orissa judiciary. Last but not the least, I will say the lawyers are one of the one of the side of the coin. Therefore, there must be a balance or a good relation, cooperation between the bench and bar. Sometimes bar feels they are humiliated, they are not properly addressed by the court. Likewise, sometimes judges are also, because I do not say there are still some apples which are rotten in our profession also, like any other professions. So I cannot say that all lawyers are good or all lawyers are courteous or all, but my contention would be that if there would be a good relation between the bench and bar, there are sufficient opportunity for the litigant to get the justice. Thank you to all.
Thank you, Sri Mishra. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. May I now request Sri Ashok Parija, the Learned Advocate General, to speak a few words on the occasion. Sri Parija. Sri Parija, are you hearing me, sir? My Lord, I am given to understand that Sri Parija has already joined. Maybe some glitch is there.
We'll just wait for a minute, sir.
My Lord.
I'm getting and losing.
Yes, yes, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes,
Am I
yes,
audible?
yes.
I'm
Yes,
so sorry,
sir.
my lord.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Honorable the Chief Justice, honorable judges of our High Court present in the meeting and virtually, the learned Registrar General, learned district judges and other judicial officers present from throughout the state, Sri Kali Prasanna Misra, President of the Orissa High Court, Bar Association and other office bearers, Sri Nirmala Ratha, President, Secretary and other office bearers of the respective bar associations, a very good morning and happy Lord's Day to all of you. Today is a momentous occasion as we gather virtually to celebrate the 174th birth anniversary of Utkal Gaurava Madhusudan for setting up this virtual meeting, connecting the lawyers of the entire state for the first time on one platform to celebrate this occasion as we look forward to listen to his keynote address. Our Honorable Chief Justice is a great friend of the bar. Many infrastructure facilities have been created during his short span. Lawyers from different parts of the state by e-filing, e-library. And the biggest contribution, I think, has been that the long-standing demand of lawyers from all over the state to have circuit courts is no more necessary, as every lawyer in the state from every nook and corner can e-file his cases and appear before the Honorable High Court. In fact, the state has become a very small place in this virtual world. My Lord Madhu Babu was born on 28th of April 1948 at Satyabhamapur. Very early in his childhood, his mother inculcated a strong spirit of self-respect in him. She taught him, Alo Sakhi, Apana Mahata Ape Rakhi, self-respect or Sabhiman stayed with him all his life. One of his calls to his fellow Odiyas was as follows. Uthare utho utkal santano, uthibu tu kete dine, Purba Gaurava, Purba Sahasa, Badiva ki ebe kebe mane. The call of Madhu Babu is also very relevant today, as you will all agree that self-respect is a singularly indispensable virtue for every lawyer to possess. It is for this reason that this day is also celebrated at Sohiman Divas in many parts of the state. Madhu Babu loved Odisha, he loved Odiyas and tirelessly worked for their upliftment. Professor Benhu, who has extensively worked on him, says that he loved Odisha and Odiyas so much. Then even this day, when we celebrate his anniversary, his soul comes and becomes part of this function. Madhu Babu started his practice at Calcutta and soon migrated to Orissa. Within a few years of practice, he established himself as a lawyer and did cases for both the underprivileged and the rulers of various states. He became so popular that he came to be known as Madhu. Even every young child grew up Kalia Kotare Chadivi, Madhu Barrister Sangare Lodivi. His dream was that every Odia should be well educated, should have requisites to fight even Madhu Barrister. In a way, it's different for Odisha that is to make himself worthy. He will fight Madhu. In fact, I want to be like a lawyer par excellence. He mastered his facts and law while arguing cases. He was very polite, courteous, and well-mannered, and always beloved all my friend lawyers across the state. Grateful to be a part of this function. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Sri Parija. Despite all predicament, you could join us and share your thoughts. Thank you. With great pleasure, I would request Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, the Chief Justice High Court of Orissa, to share his valuable thoughts on the occasion of last day. My Lord.
A very warm good morning to everyone. Pranam, Vande Utkala Janani. My dear colleagues in the High Court, present here with me, and those participating virtually, the learned district judges who are in the various districts participating in this event, the Advocate General, Shri Nirmal Ratha, the President of the All Odisha Federation of Bar Associations, Shri Kali Prasthana Mishra, the President of the High Court Bar Association, and all the office bearers of the High Court Bar Association, all the presidents of the district bar associations, and even the outlying bar associations, all the lawyers present here in the High Court, in the various district courts, my own registry officials led by the Registrar General, my registrars, my CPC, all the staff, ladies and gentlemen, everyone watching this event. The 174th birth anniversary of Utkala Gaurav, Madhusudan Das, is perhaps a fitting occasion for all of us to come together in virtual mode. What we are today doing in the next half an hour, or what we've been doing since 10 a.m., we could have never imagined doing in a physical mode. The number of people participating simultaneously all over Orissa, not just the 30 district headquarters, but all the outlying stations as well. I think that would be truly historic. On 1st October last year, when I addressed the 30 district bar association presidents and office bearers, I was told by my colleagues here that such an event had never occurred. And today my colleagues here tell me that this kind of an event on a lawyer's day has never occurred. But all of this is possible because of technology. We are in a new age. We are in a new era of lawyering, of judging, of the manner of functioning of a whole legal system. This is just an acknowledgement of that. This is trying to realize the potential that technology offers. Of course, as the Advocate General was addressing us, he was probably using a mobile phone with a smaller bandwidth, and therefore there were glitches. But these are small glitches when you think of the number of things that are possible today because of technology. The 2 years when we've been affected by COVID, they have now passed us, and hopefully we're looking forward to a COVID-free era. But it's a mark of it's a great mark of great satisfaction that even during the COVID times, lawyers participated in all the urgent cases in our courts. Our judges participated in full measure. We held virtual hearings, and the wheel of justice did not stop. And that was again possible due to technology. I often wonder if Madhu Babu was here, would he feel happy that the way we are functioning as a legal system, as a judicial system, as lawyers, would he be satisfied? Are we realizing his dreams? Are we realizing his ideals? From what I've heard many people say, and now I have been to all the 30 districts in Orissa, I've been to some of the outlying stations. I know that Madhu Babu is held in the highest reverence. Even the smallest district bar association, when I visit, the first thing I do is to garland Madhu Babu's statue. He is held in such high regard and high respect, and it is not surprising at all because he is indeed a very, very tall figure in the history of Odisha. Odisha may not have been possible but for the sacrifices of stalwarts like Madhu Babu. Of course, there were others too, but he stands out as the tallest among all of them. And for our bar, for the legal system in Orissa, he holds a very special place. He was in an era where we didn't have India's own constitution. And yet, he imbibed every one of the constitutional values that we speak of today. We talk of true independence of the judiciary and the legal system. He was a firm believer in that. We talk of secularism. Madhu Babu was an exemplar of what a secular statesman should be. He not only spoke about secularism, but he practiced it. Every breath of his was for public service. He believed that the legal profession was not meant for promoting one's own career, but for serving the people. And that is the best ideal that the young lawyers today should imbibe and cherish and follow. On this Lawyers' Day, if they pick up one ideal, one value that Madhu Babu swore by, it was this, that the legal profession must be in service of the public, of the litigant public. The legal profession should not be seen as parasitical. The legal profession should contribute to the development of law. The legal profession must serve the needs of the poor. He believed in an independent judiciary. He believed in an independent bar. And as the Advocate General told us, he believed in self-respect, something that was denned into him from his childhood by his mother. And these were the values that he practiced throughout his life. So today, when Madhu Babu looks from wherever he is at the bar in Orissa, he'll be very happy to find those lawyers in the districts who adhere to these principles. Those bar association office bearers who adhere to these principles, who believe that the justice clock should not stop, the wheels of justice should keep moving, and the legal profession must serve the needs of the poor. But Madhu Babu also believed in a very strong judiciary. He knew that without a strong bench, merely having a strong bar is not enough. And likewise, without a strong bar, you can never have a strong bench. You must have an independent bar for having an independent judiciary. And Madhu Babu actually preached, practiced all these ideas. He assiduously built up the Cuttack bar, and he was an active practicing lawyer while he was a public statesman holding a great position in public life. The best way I would consider to honor his memory, therefore, is for all the young lawyers today. And why do I say young? I say because they are the future. You are the future of the Odisha bar. You are the future of the Odisha judiciary. You are the future of the Odisha legal system. Whether you're practicing in courts or you're practicing in tribunals, whether you're working as judges. See, all judges come from the legal profession. Some lawyers, of course, choose to join the Odisha Judicial Service early on, but many lawyers join the Odisha Superior Judicial Service. Those lawyers who have joined the Odisha Superior Judicial Service come into the High Court. Practitioners in the bar join the High Court. So everywhere you see in the legal system, everyone is essentially a lawyer. So unless you have a strong bar, you cannot expect a strong judiciary. More than 25 years ago, I was asked to take a class in the National Law School in Bangalore on ethics. And I put down a few words on the blackboard. I said integrity, I said honesty, I said independence, I said fair-mindedness. I asked the class, would you like to see all these qualities in judges? And they all were unanimous. They said, yes, we would like to see all these qualities in judges. We believe a good judge should have all these qualities. I asked the class, how many of these qualities do you expect of lawyers? And you would be surprised that those young minds, the impression they had in interning with lawyers and going to the courts, they said, I don't think, sir, these are required for lawyers. I said, I'm sorry to disagree with you. I think these are very much essential for lawyers. A lawyer without integrity cannot become a judge of integrity. A lawyer who is not honest cannot become a judge who is honest. A lawyer who is not fair-minded cannot become a judge who is fair-minded. Today, we find in the judiciary a mirror of what the bar is. So if Madhu Babu is going to look at the judiciary today in Odisha and find fair-minded, independent judges, he will be happy to know that we have fair-minded, independent lawyers. If among the judiciary, among the judges, he finds, no, there are not many, or there are a few. I think one of them, Mr. Ratha used the word rotten apples. If he finds that there are some who do not meet the mark, then he will know that somewhere in the bar, we have lawyers who don't meet the mark. I'm emphasizing this point, and I've said it even earlier while addressing the bar in various district bar associations. We need a strong bar. We need a fully competent bar. And why do I say that? The challenges before us as technology improves, as technology makes life presumably easier, is huge. And why are these challenges? Because just as technology can make life easier, technology can also pose problems. We know the social media and the attendant problems that it brings with it. We need lawyers to be fully equipped, fully aware, and fully conversant with the changes in the law, which is changes in the legal system, how the law is able to adapt to the new changes. the lawyers must be in the forefront. So in the last 15 months, and I'm sure my predecessors already laid the seeds for this, in the last 15 months, we've been making active efforts from the High Court side to not only carry technology to the district courts in the form of opening e-filing stations, but more importantly, training the lawyers. We have been emphasizing on hands-on training of the bar. Whether it's the High Court or the district courts, this is a very, very important facet. Without this, we cannot realize the full potential of technology. It will take a bit of time. Now we have e-filing 3.0, which is a 3-step or 4-step process, makes things much, much easier. We are going to again have a whole series of training programs for lawyers on e-filing 3.0, but our website also has the procedure set out, the instructive videos. Those videos are going to be translated in Odia as well, so that it's easy for people to follow how to use the e-filing system for filing cases. As the Advocate General was saying, what could not have been imagined 20 years ago is possible now. A lawyer sitting in Nuapada can easily file a case in the High Court of Orissa, as can a lawyer in Nimapada, or a lawyer in Malkangiri, or a lawyer in Baripada. So suddenly, new possibilities have emerged, and it's possible to bridge the gap, the geographical distance, not just between the lawyer and the court, but most importantly, between the litigant and the court. All these measures that we talk of ultimately must serve the goal of justice. It must be easier for a common man to access the courts. It must make it easier for the common man to have efficient justice and speedy justice. We are deeply conscious, and I take Mr. Ratha's point well. We are deeply conscious, sir, particularly in this High Court, with this wonderful set of colleagues that I have, who are day and night in their administrative committees addressing issues of the bar. Many of my colleague judges go home not earlier than 8 p.m. And even after that, they're constantly in conversation with each other, whether the problem of this court should be solved, that court should be solved, the infrastructure here should be improved, there should be improved. It's a constant mission with all of us. I want to assure the bar that apart from whatever you have seen, in the last 15 months, you've seen 8 new district complexes come up. They're all state-of-the-art district complexes. I have told by my colleagues from Punjab and Haryana, my colleagues from Delhi who come visiting Orissa, they say, sir, we have not seen these kind of facilities, even some of the courts back in Punjab and Haryana and Delhi. Orissa can be justifiably proud that the kind of district complex we have in Bhadrak, that we have in Sonpur, that we have in Jaipur, that we have in Malkangiri, that we have in Kalahandi. These are all new court complexes. These court complexes are supposed to meet the highest standards. Even here, sir, we are not going to be complicit. In Bhadrak, Justice Sarangi and I were told that the bar hall was not big enough. They've immediately made sure that we have an expansion of the bar hall. Now, the Bhadrak model will be the model for all the other district courts. We've laid foundation stone for the district courts at Sundargarh, at Rayagada, most recently at Jajpur, at Rourkela as well. And these are going to be modern court complexes. And I must share with you, if the High Court lawyers are wondering, what is this Chief Justice always talking about district courts? What about the High Court? I'm going to share with you an image now. I'll request the CPC to share an image with. Okay, this is the this is the bar building that we've planned for the High Court lawyers. This is a basement plus ground plus 4 floors. You'll be happy to know that the High Court Building Committee has approved this plan. It is now with the state government for formal sanction. Very soon the work on it will begin. This is going to have space in the ground floor, advocate clerks, an ATM for stamp vendors, canteen. It is going to have a total constructed area of over 65,000 square feet. We are going to have a library, a litigant lobby, a ladies' bar. We are going to have several consultation rooms, large bar halls, and most importantly, in the 4th floor, we are going to have a state-of-the-art convention hall for the lawyers. And all of this is going to be facing the Katjodi riverfront. We are going to have a overbridge on the main road outside with an escalator. We're making sure that the lawyers have the best facilities, and this is our earnest endeavor. My personal endeavor is to anticipate what lawyers might want. I'm not going to be complicit. It's not that we have achieved everything that we set out to achieve. We make an endeavor. You can move the slide, please. But we want to make sure that the best modern facilities are available to the Odisha lawyer. Very early on during the COVID time, one common response that we got from everyone all over was about the digital divide. A young lawyer may not be able to afford a smartphone. A young lawyer may not be able to afford a laptop or a desktop. He may not be able to connect to the court. But all of us will agree that is now a thing of the past. Of course, there would be some lawyers who would find difficulties, but we have video conferencing cabins in most courts. We have facilities that make it easier for the lawyer to connect to the court. And you'll be happy to know that this hybrid mode of functioning, which we have in the districts and the High Court, is functioning rather well. And I must, in this occasion, express my gratitude to all the lawyers in all the districts for their cooperation. All the lawyers in the High Court for their cooperation. Without your cooperation, we could not have achieved what we have achieved in the past 15 months. Without your cooperation, we can't move forward with what plans we have for you in the next 15 months. The next year, this year and in the next, you're going to see much more development. Mr. Ratha is aware of what is happening in Bhubaneswar, sir. The construction work has picked up, as you know. You're going to have a very modern court complex in Bhubaneswar. It's going to be the pride of Orissa. And our endeavor, sir, I must share with Mr. Ratha, the Advocate General, Shri Kaliprashna Mishra, and all the District Bar Association presidents, our endeavor is to make sure that not a single district in Orissa is lacking in a modern court complex, whether it's the district headquarters or the outlying station. Of course, it's not always possible to find land at the nearest to where the existing court complex is. Although we are making every effort, the Rayagada Bar Association will bear us out. We made that effort. We've got a foundation stone laid for the Rayagada District Court to come in the existing site. But it's not always possible to find land because there is a pressure on land everywhere. But we are getting excellent cooperation with the state government, from the collectors of various districts. We've got a plan that we must have at least 5 acres for a district court, at least 3 acres for an outlying station, and we're going to stick to that. That will be a modern court complex, which has all the facilities that the Supreme Court says it should have: a creche, a bank, a post office, a ladies' bar place, a witness room. You're also aware that we've opened vulnerable witness courtrooms in almost 15 court complexes. Very soon, in the second week of May, we'll be opening the vulnerable witness courtrooms in the remaining district court complexes. All of this ultimately is not only to make life easier for the lawyer, but make life easier for the litigant. I must, towards the end of my speech, announce something that we as a full court approved yesterday in our full court meeting. This is a draft scheme that we've prepared as a High Court to encourage young lawyers in the district bar. We are instituting a High Court of Orissa's Promising Lawyer Award for district court lawyers between the ages of 30 to 40. In exceptional cases, a lawyer younger than 30 but not younger than 28 will qualify for this award. This award is of a value of 10,000 rupees, which is going to be given in terms of books, because books are the biggest asset the lawyer can hope to have. We are circulating this draft scheme today to all the district bar associations for their comments. Once your comments come in, we will finalize the draft scheme and publish it on our website for all of you to see. The idea is to encourage that young, sincere, hardworking district lawyer in every district, whether it's the remotest corner of Navrangpur or Nuapada or Kionjhar or Rourkela or Baleshwar, wherever, Malkangiri, any district, if there is a promising lawyer who's able to conduct cases, argue cases, conduct trial, this is very important. One of the conditions we've placed is that he must complete a trial. So you will go through the scheme, you will give us our comments, but the idea is to institute an award to recognize the talent of a young lawyer. We have the late Shri Ashok Mukherjee, senior advocate, his trust has an award for High Court lawyers, but I found there was no corresponding award for district court lawyers. So this is an effort that we are making. For the first time, the High Court of Orissa is instituting an award for district court lawyers. I'm not aware if anywhere else in the country this has happened, but that is not important. Orissa must happen. Orissa must have the best district court lawyers. I must tell you, there's also a selfish reason for this. We want bright lawyers, bright minds to join the judiciary. Like I told you earlier, if you do not have a strong bar, an independent bar, we cannot have an independent judiciary. And this is a truism. And this is how we move forward. We look forward for a bright future for the Odisha judicial system, for the Odisha legal system, to reach justice at the doorstep. On my part and in my part of my colleagues, I can give an assurance that we will leave no stone unturned to make sure that the life of the lawyer in Odisha improves, the life of the litigant in Odisha improves, the court complexes become modern, they become in tune with the times, the lawyers get equipped, the judges get equipped, and we make sure that Odisha is a leader in the country for all the judicial reforms that we talk of, all the positive measures that we talk of for improving the court system. I'm thankful to all of you for this patient listening. I'm very happy to be speaking to you on this occasion. I know we have a very bright future for Orissa. I have no doubt at all. We have many young minds. We have to encourage them to come forward, take leadership, and take this Odisha legal system to greater heights. Thank you. Vande Utkala Janani. Jai Hind.
Thank you, my lord. We are really obliged for having lots of declaration of various beneficial schemes for the lawyers of the state. Sir, we are immensely grateful to you for your warm and inspiring words. At the end of this function, I express my heartfelt gratitude to each and everyone present in the function to make it a grand success. Thank you, all of you. May I have the permission to declare the function closed, my lord?
Yes, please.
The function is declared closed now. Thank you. Namaskar.
Namaskar.